So I don't know if I mentioned this or not on my channel, but I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of Pennsylvania. However, I haven't been practicing. I escrowed my license at the end of last year. But lately I've been really thinking about going back. I escrowed it with the intent to not go back, or at least maybe switch brokerages. But lately, I have been heavily considering going back. And I'm actually excited. Like, I think that I'm getting excited about, getting back into the business. I don't have any transactions. I worked for about 6 months in the business, and I was very close to having one transaction, but then that didn't go through. And then right after that is when I escrowed my license. So I've been really thinking about going back lately. Because ultimately I got my license. Like, I want to do it. And I do feel as though I will be very successful once I get into it. But the reason that I left, the reason I got into it was for my baby. I wanted to have a flexible schedule so that I could be home with him while still having the opportunity to make money. However, when he was about 7 months is when I got my license while I was pregnant, but I didn't actually get into it or, go with a brokerage until he was about 7 months. And once I got in, I just got really entangled in it and busy. And, I did that for about 6 months. So in motherhood, I lacked a lot. And the baby, like I said, 7 months, he was supposed to be on, starting those little baby foods and stuff. Child, I wasn't feeding him the baby food. Like, I was just so busy, constantly thinking about real estate, constantly thinking about how to build my business and how to market myself and everything like that, spending a lot of time at my market center, that I didn't even think about really feeding him baby food. And it wasn't until I tried to feed him like table food, like smashed up table food, and I realized he wouldn't chew. And by this, like, my son had basically had a mouthful of teeth at 5, 6 months. So I realized that he wasn't chewing and he would just try to swallow his food. He wasn't even, like, he never learned how to use his mouth because I missed that milestone. And then it just kind of got to the point where I just really felt like I needed to be home. The whole purpose, like, I wanted to be home with the baby, But I did feel this pull to go ahead and get into the real estate business. So that's why I did it instead of waiting. And I'm glad I did, to be honest. Because if I do go back, or I should say when I go back, I know I'm going in with a little bit more knowledge than I did the first time. So I can go back in with a clearer head and more direction. So anyway, back to what I was trying to say. I stopped by my market center this morning to meet one of my colleagues and it was really nice to be back. To be honest, it was nice to be in there. It was nice to see everybody, and everyone is so professional and they're retired and, they got things going on and, working on their business and things like that. Like, I really want to be a part of that. I want to feel that type of success. But this time going in, a lot is different. I don't drive anymore. I don't even, right now, I don't have that professional look. I have that tired mom look, basically, with my ponytail. I have a boot on my leg. I just don't feel like I look the part anymore like I might have looked a couple months ago. And it's okay. But it just brought me to think about adversity. And I just feel like going back into real estate, I would be going back into this thing like at the bottom, like completely starting all over, and not even starting at the beginning, but not even starting over, but starting below over. Like, I don't even have a car. I really don't even have the money to buy the clothes and to really get that look going. So it's just like, I feel like going back in, like I'd be starting so much below. But you know what excites me about that is it's the type of adversity that gives me something to fight for. And it's something fiery about that. Going into a situation where you look like the one that isn't going to win, you don't, like, how can you win? And then turning out to be the one that wins. I love that about my life. And getting back into real estate, I love that for me because I am a fighter. I'm a fighter. And a lot of people might look at my circumstances as, how is she going to be able to do all these things? How? Don't worry about how. I got this. Like, I'm going to be okay. And I know that. I know that if I get back into it, I could do it. I know I could do it. I know that I know. I just know. I know that I'm not worried about a car. I know that I'm not worried about certain things. Whereas maybe, other people might look at me or not. They might not even be worried about me at all. That's definitely a possibility. I could be being more harder on myself than what I think other people might be being hard on me. But that's still okay. It's an adversity that I'm willing to challenge myself on. I just know that if I get back into this is it. And I'm going all the way. But it was really nice, like I said, to stop by the market center and to see some of my colleagues there. And yeah. I made a goal for myself when I first got into real estate. I said I was going to make $100,000 the first year. Still have till June to make that, but it's okay. The first year was kind of like a test. It was the pilot. And then what it's called, like, I don't know, maybe I said that wrong, but it was the test. This time when I go back in, yeah, it's just going to be a lot different. But I'm going to sit here, y'all, eat my lunch. My baby's daycare provided dinner for us last night. So I'm getting ready to dig into that. I'm hungry. And I need a nap before the baby get out of daycare. So, yeah, I don't know. It's something powerful about the odds seemingly not being in your favor. And then you find a way to turn that around. That excites me. And it makes me really, really, really want to go hard. See y'all next time.